Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures continued, issue number 9 from IDW. So yeah, I just recently did a review for issue number 8, and issue number 9 actually came out not too long afterwards. So we're doing that. Funny thing is that in issue number 8, I wasn't complaining, but I did mention the fact that that was like a filler issue because we weren't continuing on with Shredder and his time traveling sword. Well, this issue, we're actually jumping right to it. And I guess it's going to be a 3-issue arc because this is part 1 of 3. So I like this in the beginning. We basically get a Channel 6 action recap. So April is basically like reporting the news, and the news is just a recap so that new readers can get what's going on. And for anyone who hasn't watched any of my previous Saturday Morning Adventures continued videos or have been reading this year itself, basically, a meteorite fell from the sky. Shredder was able to get his hands on it. And in the past, there was this guy who was able to create this sword using the same type of meteorite. Using that sword, he's able to cut portals into other dimensions and other like space and time and stuff. So Shredder and Krang want to create a sword with this meteorite so that they can cut a portal to Dimension X and take over the world. They go to the ancestor of the original sword maker, and this guy's name is Kai, and he asked him to make the sword. And yeah, that's pretty much what has happened. And we start off this issue with Michelangelo about to be a guinea pig for a move that Splinter is going to teach Leonardo with the katana. And we even get some fourth wall breaking where Raphael is talking about the fact that Leo gets all the cool moves, and Donnie's like, we all have cool moves. And Raph is like, yeah, but I bet you haven't played any of the video games. You'd say different otherwise. And he's like, you know what? He's kind of correct. In the video games, Leo always had like the cooler moves. But yeah, this move basically, I guess, consists of you throwing yourself at your opponent and hitting their sword in a way that causes it to break. That's the ability, I guess. But it's gonna play a big part because all of a sudden Rennet shows up, and these turtles have no idea who the hell she is. She's like, what are you talking about? Like, we talked like 5 minutes ago. I'm Rennet, the mistress of time and space. Oh, I think I came at the wrong time. All right, never mind. I can't tell you anything else. Otherwise, it's going to mess up the future even more. Like, you might end up with visible nostrils or something. And then she disappears. And I was like, okay, that was a shot at Michael Bay's terrible Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles design. But yeah, it also just made me realize that Rennet has never appeared in the original 80s cartoon, which was interesting because she is an OG character. She appeared in the first, what, within the first 5 issues of the OG Mirage comics. It was Rennet and I think Cerberus guest starred. It's one of those things where it's like I've seen her in the other TV shows. She's in the Nickelodeon one and she's in the 2004 one. But she never appeared in the OG 80s cartoons. So when the turtles like see her and they have no idea who she is, it makes sense because they've never met her. At least these turtles have never met her. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But yeah, she like dips out, and the turtles are kind of like, okay, what just happened? And that's when we cut to Shredder, where Kai is delivering the sword, and Bebop and Rocksteady boot him out once they get the sword. And yeah, Krang shoots the sword with some kind of laser beam, and Shredder's like, "All right, we're gonna test this out, but let's have Bebop try it first." The way it works is that once it's charged, you just think of a time and a place, and then you slice your sword, and whatever time and place you're thinking of is what appears in the portal. But you have to be like very specific with your thoughts. And so Bebop thinks of a time and place, which was like a few years ago. And I thought this was kind of funny. Basically, this dude shows up, and Bebop's like, "Hey, you owe me $20." The guy's like, "Oh, I just stole some. Here you go." And then Bebop steals the money and just kicks him back into the portal. And I was like, "All right, that was kind of funny." But Shredder's like, "Yeah, all right, sweet, it works, and even an idiot can use it." Unfortunately, the energy it takes to use this sword, it needs time to recharge. Like the further into the past you go, the more like, it takes to recharge. But Shredder's like, "Oh, that doesn't matter because we're going to cut a portal, but we're not going to go into the past. We're just going to go into a bank vault so that we can steal some money. So they cut a portal into a bank vault, start stealing money. And that's when they realize that, okay, the portal closed behind us because we were here stealing too long. And the sword needs time to recharge. So they break out of the bank, and the turtles are there. I guess the turtles just happened to be running on rooftops when they heard an explosion. And yeah, we get a fight scene with the turtles fighting against Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady. And Shredder cuts a huge portal that allows a bunch of foot soldiers to appear. And yeah, we just get an all-out brawl. And there's a point in time where Shredder reveals that, like, I can cut a portal to your worst nightmares, like a dimension to your worst nightmares, or bring forth a herd of dinosaurs. I'm going to do both. And so he cuts another portal, this one with Freddy Krueger and some dinosaurs. And that's when Leo decides, you know what, I'm going to use my sword technique. He uses it against Shredder, and as you can guess, basically breaks the sword as it's charged, which causes a huge explosion that sends Shredder and Leo trapped in the past. And now, like, his turtle bros are like, all right, what the hell just happened? Like, Shredder's wielding some kind of sword that can cut dimensions into the past. Our brother is gone. Shredder is gone. He has some crazy lady named Rennet, who's like the mistress of time and space, show up to give us a warning earlier. Looks like we're going to go back into the past. So, yeah, we're doing another Turtles in Time segment, series, arc, whatever you want to call it. We've done that a lot. I'm not going to complain too much. I don't really mind it all that much. Plus, I will say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, that's like my favorite Turtles game of all time. I freaking love that game. But yeah, Turtles are going back in time. Or at least they're going to try to save Leo. But there you go. There's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures Continued, issue number 9. We are back to the main story of Shredder with the time and space cutting sword. And it looks like we're going to get a 3-issue arc with it. I will say it was kind of interesting that we had like multiple issues building up to the sword. And then when he finally gets it, it breaks the first issue he uses it. So it's like all that build up just for it to break. Then again, it was pretty much like a MacGuffin. It's a setup for them being in the past. And I'm assuming they're probably going to be in the past around the time when the original sword was made. And they're going to use that to get back. That's my guess. I guess we'll find out. But I like this. Thought it was good. The humor was good. Basically classic Saturday Morning Adventures kind of humor. I love the artwork. The artwork straight up looks like a 1-for-1 from the 80s cartoon series. Like, if you were to tell me that this issue is actually nothing but a bunch of screen grabs from an episode of the cartoon, I would believe you. That's how like perfectly recreated it was. And I love it because it just, every time I read this series, it just takes me back to a better time when things were easier. Yeah, I loved it. Good artwork, interesting story, fun humor. I mean, it's basically for kids. Well, I would say that it's made for kids, but the main audience is most likely going to be adults that grew up with the OG cartoons. Regardless, I loved it. It was great. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.